suspected to cause autism and related disorders in this spectrum. Look at it. Well, we can remove the toxins. We're living in an environment where we know we're going to be exposed to toxins all the time, every day. We can't get away from that right now. But we can remove the toxins. We can take a shower on the inside. We can use natural cellular defense, which is the solution to our body's pollution. I'll tell you a little bit about natural cellular defense. At the creation of the earth, when volcanoes were erupting, the lava and ash from these volcanoes mixed with seawater to form a beautiful crystal called zeolite. Zeolite is a class of minerals, and we work exclusively with clinoptilolite. Clinoptilolite has an 800-year history, and this is why we work exclusively with clinoptilolite.
So we've never heard of it before.
Yeah. Zeolite chemically looks like this, and structurally it has a honeycomb structure where, if you can imagine the pores and cavities of a honeycomb, that's what the crystalline structure of the zeolite will look like. Imagine a sponge, right? In nature, this crystal is very dirty because it's got a negative charge. Negative attracts positive. What are the positive charges we're talking about? The heavy metals: mercury, cadmium, lead, arsenic, aluminum, all those guys. Am I talking too soft?
A little bit louder.
More. Okay,
yeah.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Clinoptilolite, zeolite, balances the pH. It supports the immune system. And when it comes into contact with bad cells, it enters those cells and causes apoptosis. Liquid zeolite helps your body feel more energized. Think about it. If you have a clean, healthy body, you can feel a little bit better. There are actually many advantages to using natural cellular defense. Zeolite can remove heavy metals and all the toxins that we encounter on a daily basis. It has been shown to remove residual radiation. When Chernobyl blew years ago, and the strontium and cesium was all over the environment, many metric tons of powdered zeolite were dropped on the area to absorb the radioactive material. Then it was safe for people to go in and sweep it up. So yes, we have something here. Can you think of an application for people who are exposed to radiation to then take zeolite? Do you know of anybody who's been exposed to radiation? We are on a daily basis, aren't we? And some people are actually going through radiation therapy.
Zeolite's in that.
Yes.
So clinolite is in that.
Clinoptilolite, yes. That's the particular kind of zeolite. So there are some questions raised about this. Well, if zeolite takes out heavy metals, will it also take out the minerals that I need for good health? No, it won't. There's a loose affinity, a loose association with the minerals sodium, calcium, potassium, and so forth. These minerals are too large to fit in the cage, too weak of a positive charge to be attractive. So if there is mercury present and calcium present, the zeolite will pull the mercury, not the calcium. Is it safe? Does it work?
Certainly.
Is it easy to take? And are there any side effects? These are valid questions that people want to know. Well, yes, it is safe. It has FDA GRAS status. In other words, GRAS generally recognized as safe. It has an 800-year history. People have been consuming zeolite for a long time in one form or another.
So is that a zeolite crystal?
Yes.
Or clinoptilolite crystal?
This is zeolite crystal. It may not be clinoptilolite, this
Okay.
particular specimen,
All
but
right.
it's very similar.
Okay.
Okay. Of course, a crystal like this is not really ready for human consumption,
Not
right?
in that form.
Not in this form. And there are some companies that will take a crystal and make it into a powder. And people have been using clays and powders as a supplement for a long time. Yet, the clays and the powders are very large particles. They're not small enough to get into the blood. So what our company does, what Weora does, is they take this powder and they put it through an activation process. The activation process will clean it. It'll pull out all the toxins that are in it. Slight bit of heat, slightly acidic solution, and all the cages in the zeolite get emptied. All the toxins that it has been exposed to get emptied out of the cage. The other part of the activation process is micronizing it, making it tiny enough to pass through into the blood so that this zeolite is carried everywhere the blood goes. It will even pass the blood-brain barrier. It is safe to use. Because of the activation process, the particles are small enough to get into the blood. Unwanted trace minerals have been washed out. It's 100% effective, 100% safe to use in the body. And each drop of zeolite in the bottle contains 9 to 10 milligrams of zeolite. There was a coal miner study that was done when this product first became available. And of course, can you think of anybody more toxic than coal miners? On a day-to-day basis, they're exposed to inhaling and being in contact with heavy metals. Well, in the coal miners study, we were hoping that we would see some results. And of course, NCD given to these coal miners to take several times a day. What we found through urinalysis, and this I don't think is the exact urinalysis for the coal miners study, but it shows you a person who has taken zeolite, liquid zeolite, over a period of time, and the heavy metals, here's bismuth, here's, I can't read it, okay, this is aluminum, this is mercury, arsenic. So for this person, these metals were taken out over that period of time. People who need the proof can have proof. You can have urinalysis, you can have urine measured in a challenge where you are taking zeolite and these heavy metals are being dumped into the urine. In order for it to get into the urine, it means that the zeolite has to get into the blood. It has to be processed through the kidneys. How effective is NCD for autism, NCD, natural cellular defense? How effective is it? Dr. Peter Prosiak he's in Pennsylvania, he's been working with many autistic children. And he said, we're seeing increased eye contact. Now for mom, that means a lot. It's not a small thing, he says. Improvement in speech, receptive language, expressive language, increased bowel function across the board. All these symptoms that their children were experiencing with autism are being alleviated. How easy is it to take? Well, we have little bottles here. You can see it's just a little squeeze bottle. You can just pop it in your mouth. It's tasteless. It's easy to carry. You can put it in a beverage if you want, or you can put it directly in your mouth. Some people put it in their eyes, and you can even count out the drops for the dosage that you want. How safe is it? For the autistic kids, this is huge, because with chelation therapies that doctors